Hello everyone. Now we are going to start an interesting system, that is the cardiovascular system. The cardiovascular system will be done under three parts, that is part 1, 2 and 3. And why we are doing like this? So that in our brain also we will compartmentalize them into the subheadings and then we will try to remember and read for the exams as well as for a thorough knowledge of the cardiovascular system physiology. So I will be briefing about the topic areas on which these parts and subheadings will be allotted. So if you want to see that particular video, you can jump onto that particular part and you can find out the video in the respective playlist. So under the part 1, I will give you the topic list. First, we will start with the functional anatomy of the heart, then the conduction system of the heart, how the fibers are conducting the impulses and the various different properties of the cardiac muscle and the cardiac cycle, which is very important from an UG perspective and for the final examinations, and the various heart sounds followed by the physiological basis of the ECG, that is the electrocardiogram. ECG, I will be making a separate playlist wherein you can go to that particular playlist if you want to learn only about the ECG and various different waveforms in an ECG. So that will be the physiological basis of ECG, and we will be reading about some of the basic abnormalities in an ECG. We will not go into the depth of the abnormalities, but some of the basic abnormalities of the ECG also should be known for the first year MBBS level. Now in the part 2, we will be discussing about the JVP, the local and systemic cardiovascular regulatory mechanisms. This is like the summary of all the regulatory mechanisms, but in detail the regulation of BP and the cardiac output is very important, and some of the measurements of cardiac output, and finally the cardiorespiratory changes in an exercise. So this will form the topic list for our part 2. So as you can see here, this mostly deals with the regulatory part. And finally coming to the part 3, wherein we will be discussing about the regional circulation, that is like the what happens in a cerebral circulation, what happens in a coronary circulation. Like that we will do a holistic approach in this regional circulation. And finally the hemodynamics of circulation, wherein the physical laws of circulation will be studied, and the most important part, that is the shock, which is the most important part for first year MBBS question wise, that is the shock associated with the syncopal symptoms. And finally we will be reading about the heart failure also. So this is the sequence which we will be going through the various lectures, and this will help you to jump into the particular topics wherein you have doubt, so that you can go to that particular playlist and check out that particular topic. So I guess we will have a good time learning the cardiovascular system along with my playlist. Thank you for watching the video. Keep your support, and I feel very overwhelmed. So thank you for the immense support for the previous playlist, like the central nervous system playlist and as well as the respiratory system playlist. I hope you give the same support to this playlist also. Thank you. We'll see in the regular chapters. Thank you so much.